How long did you suffer with depression?
I'd say, looking back now, it's been a thing that since I was back in school, I suffered with low confidence, lack of self-esteem, just didn't feel good in myself and didn't understand why. Now I can say that it's been through a life-change event. What happened then, I tried to plod along, thinking things will get better, and really it wasn't. Things were just getting more difficult for me. I didn't like going out, I didn't like the person I was. So it has been a thing that's been going on for years, but I kept it to myself, and then eventually, again, through a life change event, I just couldn't cope anymore.
And how do you think your family coped with it? Do you know?
Well, I remember one day, it doesn't matter if you have the nicest car, so many holidays a year. I kept telling myself if I bought a new dress or if I booked a holiday over to Australia, no matter what I done, I was saying this is going to make me feel better, and it didn't. And when I went to Australia, I think it was then I realised I'm actually not good. And thank God I've got such a great family that I was able to speak out to them. It took me a long, long time to do, but I did speak out, and from then on, that was the best thing I ever done, was to speak out.
And do you find speaking out harder when you started speaking? Do you think
No,
you would understand?
no, definitely not. I think the hardest thing is getting the courage to tell someone, to speak to somebody. But as soon as I spoke up, I just felt a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I'm not saying everything was great for me, but I was at the stage where I was ready to accept that there is help out there, and I want the help now. I don't want to be feeling this way. I don't want to be feeling, the only way I can describe it is it's just this numb feeling. It's like you don't have any emotions. It's like your brain just switches off. Even though I'm eating, I'm drinking, to have conversations with my family. I remember one day my dad hugging me in the kitchen, and I could feel his tears coming down onto my head, and he said, I just want my baby back. That's all I want is my baby back. Now my dad, as anyone that would know me, I always call him my superhero. And if I knew what I was putting him through, I would have, come on, pull yourself together. But nothing, no one, no amount of things or people, nothing could get me out of this. And then, you know, I tried my best to plod along, but then it got to a stage where even though I'd been talking to people, you know, it took a lot for me to open up and tell family and friends. There are people out there that would still kind of look and think, you know, oh, she's just having a bad day, she's having a bad hair day. But unless you've been through it yourself or seen somebody that goes through it, that it is the most hardest thing. And it's so hard because it's not like a doctor's going to say to you, yeah, well, we found this wrong with you, we're going to do this operation and you'll be all sorted. It's not like that. And the worst thing for me was I kept questioning, why me? What is this? What's going on? Can someone not put me through a scan and say, yeah, there's a problem there, Sinead, but it'll go away? And that was the hardest thing for me to accept it. But like I say, once I spoke up, it was the best thing I've ever done.
And do you remember the first place you went to seek help? Which centre you went to or anything?
The first place, what happened was, I had a really bad breakdown. I ended up in hospital. I'd stopped eating, I'd stopped drinking. I collapsed on the bathroom floor. My little nephew found me. So I ended up in hospital for 2 weeks. Now, the idea of me beforehand, because I'd be, like, I was one of those people with this, you know, the stigma of depression, you know, oh, snap over, you'll be okay, and I felt that way about hospitals. You think, oh my God, you know, being in a hospital because basically people class you as being mad, and you know, but it was nothing like that. They were just people like me, people that have had rough times, people that are struggling, and they were all really nice people. I made friends, the doctors were amazing there, the help I got in the hospital was absolutely amazing. When I left hospital then, I had aftercare as well, that there'd be a health nurse coming down twice a week, and then eventually once a week, to then no home care at all then. But there was so much help. And I mean, people need to know that there is help out there.
Yeah. And in terms of like dealing with people, what do you think of like the medication, were you put on medication and to help you deal with going through depression? I
was put on medication. I was actually put on a medication that is quite severe side effects, and it was quite difficult. And when I thought I was having a good day, I'd say, I'm not going to take this anymore, I'm okay. But the withdrawals, they showed up in a day of not taking the meds. So I wanted to put myself into a situation where I could just kind of go to my family one day and say, hey, I'm fine, there's nothing wrong with me, I don't need tablets. It's like I had this issue with taking tablets. That I wanted to be able to say, I don't need tablets, I'm fine. But that wasn't, it was wrong of me to think that way, because I'm no different than someone that has, you know, diabetes that need their insulin, someone that has asthma that needs an inhaler. I'm no different, and if that tablet's going to help me with the lack of serotonin or whatever it is that's with me, I'll take it, and I have no problem with taking it, whereas before I did. I had a problem with being in hospital, and now I don't. I'm still Sinead, I'm still the same person.
And when you're going through the whole depression, do you ever feel like worthless?
Oh God, you do, yeah, you do. You feel like you just don't like yourself. Like, I'd look in the mirror, I'd get ready to go out, I'd cry looking at myself. It didn't matter, again, if I had that new dress on or the hair all done. If I walked into a bar, if I walked, no matter where I walked, down the street, I felt like people were looking at me. I just felt like so worthless, so I just did not like myself. And you know what was so hard? When I'd speak up to my twin sister, and she'd say, but why don't you like yourself? You're beautiful, you're this, you're that. And I'd say, no, I don't feel it. And then straight away she'd be saying, are you saying I'm not beautiful? And we're the exact same, but it was just something in me. I'd look at Siobhan and say, yeah, she's beautiful. But to me, again, there was nothing. And it was just that the feeling of wanting to try feel something, you know. And when it got to a point where I started self-harming, and I'd say, why am I doing this? When I done it, the tears stopped. And now since I've been told that it's because you have no feelings, and all of a sudden there's a signal going up to your brain to say, it's in pain, you're in pain. So when I kept doing that, because I had a feeling, and yet still afterwards I'd feel guilty about it and say, but why? Like, this isn't me. Why am I doing this now at this stage of my life? And now looking back, I can honestly say that wasn't me. I was in a really dark place, and you know, it's an illness.
And when you went to seek help in one of the centres, like, tell me about it. Was that, did you find that going through like professional help?
Absolutely the best thing ever. Absolutely. I attended Pieta House not once but twice. I'm only recently finished again in Pieta House. Again, I was upset that I felt the need to go back, but they teach you and they show you that, you know, it's okay not to be okay. You're going to be okay, you're going to be fine. They taught me to love myself. When I went back the second time, they said, it was like, so what? If you fell, we're here to pick you back up again. And it's the best thing ever. Like, again, looking back, you say Pieta House, you never thought you'd see yourself going there. And when you walk in there, you knock at the door, friendly face there, invite you in, brings you into the conservatory, cup of tea. Everything about them is just so friendly. And then when you meet the person that you're going to see them for the next 15 weeks, you build this trust with them. And that there was even times when when it was my day to go to Pieta, I'd be able to say, I'm actually looking forward to going now. I don't feel the best today. And you'd walk out with hope. You would walk out there with hope.
And do you find yourself now, like, even now after going through talking to someone, and do you ever feel like you might get back in that situation? Or are you afraid that you might?
No, I've learned to take every day as it comes. I'm not going to be, there's no point in what if. Again, Pieta will also help you and teach you that if you're feeling a bit of a low mood, you know, we all get low moods. So to be able to say, right, I'm having a bad day, but do little things that will make you, like, they tell you all about self-care. Do little things that make you happy, whether it's walking, running, having a bath. Have self-care, and straight away, if you're feeling low, talk to your friends, your family, people that you know that are there for you. And, you know, just watch out. You will, as I said, have bad days. Mm-hmm. I don't know whether I'm going to relapse again. I've no idea. All I know is that with the help of Pieta House, that they've taught me so much about myself and how to actually cope and manage. And the best thing, again, is just really being honest with yourself and being able to talk to somebody.
Just for a finish off, do you think, like, the whole society perception of mental health, that people are just ignoring, that there is a big issue?
I think there is still a stigma, big time.
And is it people being put under a lot of pressure, as in pressure to be happy, like that?
Yeah, and you get the whole pat on the back and come on, cheer yourself up. It's nothing like that. I mean, as I said, and I'm bringing it back to my dad and everything I've done in the past few years to try and make myself be a happier person, none of that works. People need to see now that it is a mental illness. As I said, it's not having your bad hair day. If anything, people just need to, you know, if they educate themselves on different illnesses, everyone knows about cancer, they know about diabetes, they know about this. I'm no different than anyone else. I do suffer with an illness, and it is depression.
This last question, anything you can say to anyone that's probably going through depression themselves?
I'd say to anyone, just speak up. It's the hardest thing to do. But if you just say it to one person, you've already made that step. And there really is. There's so much help out there. I've gone through so much. My family have been put through so much as well. And I believe with the help and support of Pieta House and also my family, I wouldn't be here today. There's no way I'd be here today. So I just want people to speak up and don't be afraid. It's an illness. It's it's an illness and just speak up.